Welcome back to the Spiritual Awakening podcast with Shaz. I'm your host, Shaz Cini. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about awakening as a healing journey, embrace, heal, and shine. The first part of the awakening process is where we awaken to our spiritual gifts and awareness of more consciousness and the collective planes, spirits, angels, and other beings out there. But the true purpose of an awakening is the healing journey that you'll undertake for yourself, the ancestral side, and to help heal other people from what you've done to them and what they've done to you. It is a long process and it is something that is continually ongoing. We think that the awakening process is very quick and we just waken up to truth and see more than what's out there, become aware of the different planes of existence, experience angelic intervention, and all the great little things. But it's so much more than that. Our soul is here to learn lessons and it is here to evolve from who we were, what we started as, to become something more and to experience different aspects of life. And all of those experiences can be fantastic, wonderful, and amazing, as well as horrible, traumatic, and detrimental. There is yin and yang in life. There is black and white in everything. There is polarity, equalness, masculine, feminine, and there are all different aspects of the journey of the soul and the humanness of life. There are ups and downs, there are peaks and troughs, and there are many different ways that we navigate through it. But through this spiritual awakening, you come to have a greater understanding of what life is all about, the lessons you are here to teach, the lessons you are here to learn, and how to grow and evolve within self. It's the mastery of life. And through mastery, we up level, we become better, we heal, and we elevate. And it's through that healing process that we then become the master creator. You cannot create anything from brokenness because all you're going to attract is more brokenness, more hardship, more pain. So it's through the healing process when we discover our worth, our value, how good we are, our level of enough, that we start to dream, think about, and ask for so much more than we have. And it's from that place that we create the beautiful mastery of life and the magic that exists within the universal plane. We become magnetic, and that's the basis of law of attraction, becoming magnetic to the things that we want, asking for it, and allowing the universe to help provide it. Most of that provision is through hard work. It's not magic. It's not just, oh, I want this brand new car and it's there. You don't have to pay for it. You don't have to do anything. But if you want a brand new car, circumstances will work in your favor so that you can attain that one way or another. So through my own personal journey, my awakening aspect and healing journey started way back when I was about 18 years old, when the first mystery illness that I got was I had all of this pain down on my bottom right-hand side. I was actually on a skiing trip in the middle of the snowy mountains skiing, and I got doubled over with pain and agony, could not work out what it was. Went to doctors, went to specialists, and this pain stayed for about 2 to 3 months. The one thing that they were adamant about, it wasn't my appendix. It was in the right quadrant, right sort of area, but this pain would just come and go and come and go. And literally, I had intermittent appendicitis for 10 years or 9 years. When I was 27, they took out my appendix after the fifth or sixth hospital visit for the same type of pain. The doctor told me at the time that my appendix wasn't in danger of bursting, but he could tell it had been attacked because it was bruised of sorts. And that was another massive awakening for me because I had a near-death experience during that time due to an allergy to morphine. So the awakening and healing process isn't something that's easy. It creates massive trauma and big instances in life that just literally wake you up to more. And it was from that moment after that operation that I really started to do more readings for people, more connection with spirit, and I went and studied spirituality. I went to classes for connection, I went to meditation, I went to spiritual churches, I went to find myself. I didn't embrace my full healing journey at that time. That come much later in life. And this is why I know 100% it is a healing journey. So my goal is to help those people that are awakening right now to focus on healing first, not last. Okay, you don't need to get to the stage. In my life, I've had the best part of a dozen near-death experiences, a dozen episodes where I coulda, woulda, shoulda died, but I didn't. And the only way I can explain that is there's some purpose and some reason for me to be here. My soul has not finished learning. My soul has more to offer. I am here to make change. And that is when I stepped into my full power in my business and decided to teach others on this pathway. But when you awaken, there's not a lot of data out there to help you. There are different pockets of it here and there. But it's a personal journey, and finding a mentor, a teacher, a group, a circle is really important for you to do this. But the healing aspects are so much deeper than that. A lot of people that do come to a spiritual awakening end up with mystery illnesses, pains, diseases that doctors can't diagnose. They come and go, they're intermittent, they happen every now and then. And that is why they all have an emotional basis that you need to clear. Some can clear by themselves through just different change of perspective or understanding or coming to terms with what happened to them and having acceptance. Others will need deeper emotional healing, which people will either go see psychiatrists, psychologists, counselors, spiritualists. They start their own healing journey. They'll go get some Reiki. They'll go try out Bowen or kinesiology or acupuncture. They will go and do surface level healing. But it's the true depth of healing that matters the most. And this starts the journey to heal the inner child. It starts the shadow work, the embracing of all that's happened to you as learning to find the lesson in each episode of whatever's gone on in your life and to utilize the strengths from those episodes. Because trust me, you learned and gained something. So you might as well accept it, make the most of it, and then let it go. One of the biggest messages I have for people is I don't care what you've been through. You are fucking amazing. You have won. You overcome everything life has thrown at you already with 100% success rate because you are still here. You can overcome anything. You just have to see what you gained from it. And don't worry about how much trauma there's been. And trust me, I've been through plenty of my own. You did gain something. You are better after that episode than you were before it. Last night, I was simply scrolling on social media and I shared a post to one of my stories. I think I put it on about father and a daughter taking, and the father's comment was that whatever life, whatever you've been through, it makes you stronger, right? So it doesn't matter what life throws at you, you're stronger because of your trauma. And the daughter goes, no, you're not. I'm broken, I'm bruised, I'm battered, and all of this stuff. And he come back with another analogy, and it was about the wood glue. And it was a bookcase that was broken, right? So the shelves were broken and it was battered and bruised. And then they put it together with glue and they let the glue set. And it's through the process of setting the glue and repairing it. And the repair is the healing journey. And the setting is the understanding of the lessons after the healing or throughout the healing. That bookcase is stronger than ever. So, yes, what doesn't kill us does make us stronger. But it's the healing journey that does that. It's not the trauma that makes us stronger. It's the way we heal through it. It's the way we put ourselves back together with new elements, with stronger aspects, stronger traits, personalities, understandings, boundaries, values, all of the different aspects that you've learned through that journey, through that trauma, through that pain, because you have overcome it. And one of the first things that you have to learn, grasp, and understand as you go through your spiritual awakening is you are not your trauma. You are not your past. And you need to let go of the victimhood. You need to let go of what happened to you because you've already survived it. You overcome it. So why are you allowing it to impact your future? It's all about perspective. As I say, there are three sides to a story: yours, mine, and the truth, right? And you understand as you go through the awakening your side, their side and what really happened. And what really happened is how those episodes made you into who you are today. And that is the part that you need to grow and choose who you are, who you're becoming, and what you're all about. We all are individuals and we all have special skills that are unique to us and have purpose in our life. And it's up to us to embrace that. So, throughout your spiritual awakening, you're going to get highlighted with different aspects that you need to heal. I've previously talked about the pains in the body or the emotional things that come up. You get triggered. Now, a trigger, most people go, oh, so and so is gaslighting me and they're poking the bear and they're doing this and this is happening to me. But the trigger is actually the greatest gift that you can have, because when you're triggered by something, it shows that you've already overcome the thought process around it, but your consciousness hasn't caught up and your unconscious is still defending against something that is no longer your truth. And this is where the truth factor comes in, where you get to choose what you believe about self. What is your truth about what happened to you? What did you gain from circumstance of life, of all the different events, and how you've grown and evolved since then? So it's in that truth that you really start to realize how great life is, how amazing everything that you've been through has culminated into who you are today. And it's about accepting who you are, not trying to rewrite or erase the past or justify it or explain it, but accept that it happened to you and move forward from that place. And there are many different healing tools that you can use to do that. I've created a program called Shine with Shaz. It's a group coaching program that goes for 13 weeks. And I teach you multi different ways to heal through all the different areas of your life as you awaken through the journey, as you start to realize you have an inner child, how to connect with that, how to embrace it, and how you have different archetypes, the different people that you've had to be, the different essences that you've had to play in your life in order to evolve and grow, and how you have your shadow side, the darkness, the hurt, the pain, and how you have to learn to accept and balance that within yourself in order to find the equilibrium to become the master creator. And throughout all the healing process, we then move into focusing forward on the vision, manifesting life as we're moving forward, and really awakening to the possibilities of the universe. The awakening journey is all there to help you manifest and create a better life than you have now. Now, one of the things that people don't like, and I know I don't like it for myself, is that right before greatness happens, you're going to go through many battles and hardships and tests of faith. And it's those tests of faith that are going to guarantee whether you succeed and grow or whether you fall back into the same patterns. The universe will tempt you to ensure that you've learned the lesson and created the mastery of that level of where you're at. So some people will refer to this as like the dark night of the soul, where everything falls apart and you go through a breakdown before you actually reach a breakthrough. But it is elevationary and it is evolutionary as well, where you are evolving and growing and becoming stronger, better, more powerful, more masterful, and more in control of your life and the life around it. You start to choose who you interact with, how you respond rather than react, what you take on from each moment, and you use each moment as a teaching lesson. Why is that interacting with me? Why do I feel that? What is my perception on that? Because it's always about you. It's not about the other person there. They are just here to teach you. And your soul has asked them to come along and give you this lesson, however it shows up, for you to grow. Because we want to experience that. One of the deepest emotions and things in life we want to experience is forgiveness. But the only answer to true forgiveness is to have horrid things happen to us. Because what is forgiveness without hardship? It's just surface level. It doesn't matter. It has no impact. It really doesn't exist. It doesn't have any reason for it. So it's through the greatest, harshest lessons that we learn the deepest aspects of forgiveness of ourselves. We think forgiveness is all about the other person. It's got nothing to do with it. It's all about yourself. for asking yourself to go through that in order to become better. Because everything in life has taught you to be better. And that's about your mindset and how you perceive yourself. So, one of the things as you're working with the inner child and you're healing your past is to start to review it from how did you get through it? What did it teach you? What aspects of that experience have shown up in your life today in the way you interact with other people? Not learning from it means that you're doing it to somebody else. Learning from it means you'll do everything you can never to put that type of energy or that experience onto anybody else. It's how we turn into protectors for our children to create a better life for them, to make sure that nobody has to go through what we've been through. That is the evolution of the soul, the mastery of self. It's not to become the repeat offender, it's the repeat offender that doesn't learn from their lessons, and it's cyclic. And if you don't learn from the lesson, you'll either become a repeat offender and do it to other people, or you'll continue to have people do it to you until you get it, until you find the boundary where you won't allow that treatment, that person or people to do those things to you, where you find your value, your worth, and you stand up for yourself and say, no, I don't accept that in my life. These are just different aspects that you will master throughout understanding what your childhood was like. And mine was full of abuse, right? Mental, physical, emotional, sexual. It had all sorts of abuse in it. But I overcome it because I never allowed it to rule me. And I do understand that it happened for a reason. And from that reason, I've become who I am today. And in understanding that, I value myself. I know that I've overcome so much. I know that I am so strong I can take on anything. I don't wish for anything. I just offer kindness, help, and assistance to other people because that's my mission. That is how it has evolved for me. It will evolve in some way that is beautiful for you. It's up to you to find out how that is. One of the ways that you're going to recognize that you're being called to heal is that you start having reoccurring behavioral patterns or problems in relationships, in partnerships, in work. You have repeated patterns. The same things keep happening to you. So if you haven't learnt the lesson from the first time and can elevate above it, you're going to attract that again until you acknowledge, accept, and embrace that lesson to understand your worth, your power, who you are, how strong you are. See yourself for the beautiful creator, the fantastic specimen of humanity that you are, and embrace what that's all about. Stand up for yourself, show your expertise, shine in a big group of people, stand out and be something or someone. The other thing is that you get lots of emotional triggers tied to the experiences in your life. And these triggers are there for you to catch up to realize that they no longer have power over you. That reaction that you're having is actually there to show you that you are beyond it and to rechange the focus, the thought process of where you're at now compared to where you were. Triggers are just aspects of where you're still believing past events have the control over you that they no longer do. Okay. When someone says to you that you're horrible or this, that, and it upsets you, it's because you believe that deep inside. But the trigger exists because you don't really believe it. It's just something that you used to be told and was once possibly true because you did believe it at some stage. But you get triggered by it because you can't actually deny it. You are not focused enough or strong enough in the mind to go, no, I'm not. I don't care what you think. Your opinion doesn't matter. The only person's opinion of me that matters in life is my own. That old fashioned saying of what other people think about you is none of your business is so true. Because what they think about you is a reflection of themselves. It's not about you. You're just their mirror. So, them deflecting their hatred and their opinions and judgment, their criticisms on you is all about what they think and feel about self. Because when you're healed, what you actually see in other people is all their beauty, all their talent, all their skill. And you actually go out of your way to go and compliment them and tell them how amazing they are. But also think about if you're having judgmental or critical thoughts on other people, That's a trigger in itself that you think those things about yourself, because we only ever see in others what exists within. I used to see all the problems in the world when I was younger. I used to be hypercritical about other people because that's how I felt about myself. Nowadays, I just see beauty. I see people doing the best they can with what they have, putting in effort to become who they are. And I offer encouragement, wisdom, and upliftment from that. I see the beauty of themselves, the power that lies within them, the essence of who they are, because I'm looking more at their soul rather than the outside perspective. Okay. Some days it's a struggle for people to get out of bed, but with encouragement and nurture and help, they'll get stronger. And that's one of my goals in life, is to uplift people in any way that I can. I spend a lot of time on social media for my business, putting out posts and commenting and helping other people, because I'd rather not be still and do nothing when I can go and see someone that's going through a hard time and offer them some insights or plant a seed for them to grow and evolve. The other aspect of a deeper spiritual awakening is wanting to connect to your authentic self. For most part, we walk around with a mask and we show up as how we think people want us to behave rather than being our true selves. We, when you awaken, you want to be real. You want to show the skills that you have. You want to show the depths. You want to talk about emotions. You want to talk about deep things. You want to embrace the world in all its essences. And a lot of that is to go back to the childlike essence of the inner child and see the world through the eyes of a child, because all they see is wonder. And that is one of the greatest aspects of that spiritual awakening process, is where you wake up to the wonder of what's around you. You start seeing more things in nature. You start seeing goodness where it lies, and you start avoiding conflict and moving away from things that are not vibrationally aligned with where you want to be. The childhood aspect and the inner child healing is so important, simply because our unconscious mind is the equivalent of a 5-year-old child, and it holds on to things that it's taught and told. But you can change that and you can reprogram that through understanding and perspective and acceptance of what happened to you. Because no matter what happened to you throughout your childhood, it has made you into the person that you are today. And in a spiritual awakening, the most important person is exactly who you are, not who you were, not who you've been, not the archetypes that you've had to mold into. It's the person and the truth of who you are right now in this moment. And that's the person that you focus on. Are they doing exactly what you want? If not, work out how to do better. Change the action, change the energy, change the perception of self. Show up exactly as you need to be and grow up. When we have a dysfunctional inner child, we get hurt by things that shouldn't hurt us anymore, and we get easily manipulated by other people. When we're in control and we love our inner child and embrace it, we can see through the mask and the energy of other people, of how that's impacting them and us, and allow whether we embrace that interaction or whether we deflect it or reflect it and get rid of it. It's up to you. A lot of what we went through in our childhood had one purpose, and that was to teach us about self and to master self-worth, who we are, what our skills are. Most people through a spiritual awakening go searching for their passion. I just go and ask yourself to go back to when you're about 5 years old. What did you say you wanted to be when you grew up? Because the answer is hidden in that. It may not be the exact words that you wanted to use at the time, but the answer will lie within it. And the inner child is helping you to reclaim joy and creativity. As an adult, we stop daydreaming, we stop using our imagination, we stop believing in miracles, we stop thinking that there is wonder in the world. We stop questioning. We just take things at face value. We start expecting what's going on and just put up with what's out there. A child never does that. We all remember when we were 3 or 4, when every question out of our mouth was why. This is what that is. Why? Go and do this. Why? We don't do that as an adult. But when you heal your inner child, you do start asking why. Why do I have to go to work for 40 hours a week? Why do I have to slave away for a company that doesn't appreciate me or acknowledge me? Why am I doing something that doesn't make me happy? Why am I in a relationship with someone that doesn't treat me the way that I deserve to be treated? Why do I keep going places that the energy makes me so tense? So why am I friends with people that don't support me, that bring me down? Start asking why and start finding the answer of your own questions. It's those why questions that will create the vision of your daydream of what do you want instead? We all love to play the what if game, right? But most people go, what if something bad happens? And what if this doesn't work out? And what if that happens? Start playing what if greatness happens? What if it works out? What if I won the lotto? What if I got a great new job doing my favorite thing? What if I could turn that into a business for self? What if I had a partner that loved me unconditionally, supported me, and we built something together and we made massive impact on this world? What if is possibilities? What are the possibilities out there in your life? What are the possibilities that your soul wants to experience? We don't even ask ourselves these questions anymore. Throughout the awakening process, one of the most powerful things you can ever do is to start journaling. And if you don't know how, just start journaling on the what if possibilities. What have you got now? And what could you have instead? Do you love your life where it is? Are you happy? Is everything working out for you? What do you want that's better? And start writing it down. It's through writing it down in that clarity that you'll be able to create. Because if we don't write it down and ask for it, we can't get it. But first of all, you can discover it is what it is you want. What do you need? What is life offering you? What is your purpose? What is the world about? What is going on there? Visualization is a really powerful tool that you can also use to start thinking about the future. Everyone wants high abundance, to be rich, not to work, or to have everything handed to them on a silver platter. Go and visualize that. Go and see if you can see a lifestyle like that. Most of us struggle because we get bored, quite frankly. And what happens when you win a lot of money and you win the lotto and it's unexpected and you don't know what to do with it? Within about 3 years, most people burn through that fortune, wasting it on things that don't matter because they're chasing a happiness that doesn't actually exist because the happiness comes from inside you. So visualize and start daydreaming again about your life. What do you want? What does it look like? What would bring you the most joy? What would make your life full of peace and happy interaction? Who would be in it? If you ever want to really find out if your friends, your family are the best people to be around, are involved in your life in any special way, go visualize your future and see who's in it. Because sometimes you're going to be surprised. I know myself when I was doing some visualization work, some of the people that are in my life right now aren't in that future aspect. So I know that they're going to filter out, and I'm okay with that. And then I was surprised that some others had come back into it. But that is the preview that we can find within ourselves. And to embrace the inner child, we need to do playful activities. Coloring in, drawing, painting, cooking, creating, arts and crafts, sometimes playing around. Go and do things that you love to do as a kid. Go and be joyful, jump in puddles, play with mud, all the fun things, right? This is how we reconnect to our inner child and give them space to show us what we need to know. Because they're aspects of self that can and will communicate with us if we just give them permission. But you got to ask the right questions, have a journal to get the answers, and have that two-way conversation. We all have two-way conversations in our head with ourselves all the time on many different aspects. You can do it with the different versions of self in life. It is a mastery aspect, and getting a mentor and a teacher to show you the way is helpful, but it is something that you can do for yourself. Your inner child lies within you. Go and talk to it. It's always listening. For you are always listening. It's what you fill your mind with that matters, that shapes your reality. If you don't like what's going on in the world around you, change what you listen to. Go and put on binaural beats or uplifting podcasts or mindset things. Go and play beautiful music. Try and be miserable, sad, and poor me whilst playing uplifting, powerful, pumping music. They're non-congruent. You can't live in it. One of the greatest ways to shift your vibration is to put music on. It changes like that, especially if it's a pumping, uplifting vibe. Sing out, rock out to your favorite song. It will change the way you perceive yourself and your word. One of the other aspects throughout the awakening period is that you need to do the shadow work. You need to face the dark parts of yourself, the elements of self that have done harm to other people, that have done what you consider the wrong thing, that have brought shame, guilt, all the negative vibrations that you feel about self, the judgment of what you've done, where you've been, how you've acted. Because bad things happen to us. And trust me, we've all done bad things to other people. Bad things could be bullying a child in the playground. It could be something saying negative, something to someone else. It could be inadvertently going, oh, I wish they'd fall over, or that something bad would happen to them, or putting out a psychic attack on somebody else, or thinking that someone needs to die. These are aspects of the shadow self. They lie within us. For without light, there is no dark, and without dark, there is no light. It must coexist. And all you have to do is embrace and accept that that is part of who you were rather than reject and deny it. It's the rejection and denial of your shadow self that will create the deepest disease. If you are ruminating over and over and over again of all the things that you've done or said or contributed to the harm or hurt of other people, or you're denying your role in certain activities and experiences and events in life, it will haunt you to the point that your body will manifest disease. All we have to do is shine a light on it and find acceptance. And preferably not repeat it. The problem is some people who don't embrace their shadow continue to do the dark things and then pretend that they're all love and light and that they're all amazing while criticizing and picking on other people and saying terrible things. That's not embracing the shadow self. Part of my shadow is I get very frustrated when things don't work out for me. But I just have to accept it and go, okay, how can I change this? How can I stop that frustration in its tracks? How can I embrace it to utilize it, to motivate myself to do better, to be better, to become more? I've been and done many things in life that I'm not overly proud of. But I know now never to do that again. And I know the harm that it caused, and I've done my forgiveness work and apologized to people etherically and a lot of it to face because I can own my my responsibility in it, my part in it, the aspect of who I am. And this is the important factor. One of the things through a spiritual awakening that becomes very, very relevant and prominent in your life is personal responsibility. Take responsibility for what you've done, good, bad, and otherwise. Celebrate all your achievements. Hold yourself accountable when you do the wrong thing and make right where there's wrong. It's why I love one of the processes and healing mantras of Ho'oponopono, because it's about making right twice, making right for you and making right for the other person. And it's through that process that forgiveness and freedom comes. Because you see both sides of the story. Okay, if someone did something to you, you've also got to look at what have you done to them and how did you respond and react to that? Because that's going to create havoc within the system and within the unconscious mind of the story that you're telling yourself. And you can rewrite that story from a different perspective. But you have to analyze it, look at it, and go deep. Shadow work is another aspect where a journal is going to come in very, very handy. And go and ask yourself the simple questions of what did you feel at the time and how do you feel now? And understand that that's where the growth is. Because that deep perspective of when the episode happened or when the trauma happened or when you did something or received something or whatever went on in your life, go and analyze it at the time. What were the emotions? What were the feelings? What happened? How did you experience that then and there? And then come and look at it from right now. How do you feel about that event now? Because trust me, there'll be growth because you learn something from it. And you are not still stuck in that hurt, that pain, that anger. Well, some people may be. And if you are, this is where you need to work out that you are not the same person that you were when you experienced it. You will not over time feel the exact same emotions. Because if you did, you're holding on way too tight to something that I'm telling you will be causing you deep harm within your body. So you want to change that perspective because you are not that 5-year-old or that small person that happened to. Because if somebody did that to you today, how would you react now? And if you do react in this exact same way, then there's been little to no growth, and you'll be keep repeating that cycle over and over and over again until you master it. So review your life experiences and look at how you showed up for it then and now. Did you show up in your light healed self, or did you show up in your shadow negative self and learn to encompass and embrace them so that you can respond differently? One of the great things throughout the spiritual awakening process is that you master the art of response rather than reaction. Reaction is when we fly off the handle, blame everybody else, and do things on the spur of the moment. A response is where we analyze it, look at it from different perspectives, and find out what can you learn and embrace from it, and then reply. You can tell the difference between people that are healed and that are awake in how they react, and whether they react to things or whether they respond. Whether they're blaming someone else at effect and really it's all about somebody else. So and so did this to me, this happened to me, all of that. Or whether they go, how did I create this? What do I need to learn from this? How is this going to make me better tomorrow than I am today? Because that's what life mastery is all about. Okay. Understanding your shadow is going to give you greater awareness and self perception than anything else. I like to joke around every now and then that I'm this far from being a serial killer. Don't piss me off. I hate to say it, but I know it's within me because from my childhood trauma and when I was deep in my pain and when I was so hurt and I didn't know how to get through it, I used to plan and plot how to murder people. But deep inside me, something kept saying that it was wrong. So I never acted on it. Every now and then, when someone does something to me, not so much anymore because I've mastered it even more so, but as little as when was 2017? 7 years ago now. I was still in a reactive phase. Someone did something to me and I wanted to cause them great bodily harm. And I had this big fight in my body, this big resistance of don't do it, but it'd be so good to do it. And I really want to do it. And that's what revenge and envy and pettiness is all about. I chose to walk away. I chose to remove myself from the situation completely. Literally chose to move to another state until I could master the art of not allowing what happened to me to control me. It's one of the best things I ever did because I built my life from that, overcoming that, finding that strength, understanding who I am. And that's where I learned all about coaching and all about who and what I am today and stepped fully into my mission to help other people not have to go through that. As harsh as it sounds, I can totally understand how certain people can do great harm to other people. I can totally see both sides of it because I was nearly there. It's just by the grace of God and the strength and faith within that there's this little essence in myself, in my soul that says, please, God, don't do that. It's not the answer. But some people without as much control or understanding or logic in their brain may act on that. And that is also part of the awakening process where you want to do something that goes against what you feel, and there's this massive conflict. And you have to come and awaken to the skills, the power, the mastery of life in order to resolve that conflict so that you don't go out and cause harm to other people or yourself. It is one of the aspects that unfortunately leads to a lot of suicides in life. And I know because I've been there. This is why I delved into the inner child, to heal my past hurts, to release my childhood, to release the power that had over me, to understand the shadow, to learn to accept that that darkness lies within me. But I embrace it now and I acknowledge it and I say it. I say it quite often. And if you followed me for a while or been to any of my courses, this is not something that I say just now. It's not for effect. It's something I've said for many, many years because I know that darkness lies within me. Unfortunately, it lies within everyone. It's how we control, respond, and react in life that matters. It's that change that will bring about the quality of the person that you are. And that's from that space of how you create. I no longer have those thoughts because I've dealt with them, I've moved them on, but I know that that is part of who I was. Was is the appropriate term. I no longer am that person. This is the greatest aspect of a spiritual awakening, embracing, accepting, and knowing that who you were is not who you choose to be right now. And who you choose to be right now is the most important aspect of life. It's what matters most. Because that is how you show up in the world. And how you show up in the world is the impact that you create on other people. It is the effect that you have in the ripple of the consciousness of the collective. I choose to show up with wisdom, knowledge, blessings, love, compassion, nurture. I choose to do good things. And I'm very grateful for that opportunity to do so. For if I fell into the darkness and I wallowed in the self-pity and I allowed the depression and the anxiety and the overwhelm and the victimhood to control me, God only knows where I'd be. But I'm stronger than that. And what didn't kill me has made me stronger because it's made me choose so much better. And you will too. Once you understand you're not what happened to you, you're what you've become because of what happened to you. It is how you got here. Learning to love, learning to accept, learning to embrace, learning to value who you are right now. That is the mission of the spiritual awakening. That is the purpose of life. Mastery of self, not mastery of anybody else. For the only person we can control in life is ourselves. It is our life, our mission, our purpose, our essence of leaving an impact on this world and having a footprint on it that makes it all worthwhile. Throughout the shadow work process, you will uncover your own triggers and patterns and learn how to deal with them, stop them, and change the mindset and the thought perception of who and what they are. Nowadays, when people say things that used to hurt me, 9 times out of 10, I don't even hear it. But I do have a response that doesn't sound great at the time, but it actually works really well, is that I'm so sorry you feel that way about yourself because it's got nothing to do with me. Because their perception is a reflection of them. It's not anything about me. It's only my problem if it hurts me, upsets me, or causes me to react in a way that I don't like. And then I know I have to do my own inner work and go back to the shadow and work out, why did I allow that to cause an effect? This morning, I was trying to do this podcast, get everything ready. And in it, I was getting notifications on the computer, disruptions here and there, and I allowed frustration to get the better of me for about 2 minutes. And then I decided, can I allow that to upset my day, put me off my stride, or can I master my own energy, bring myself back to center, focus on what I need to do? So what did I do? I did my breathing exercises. I practiced the Ho'oponopono and I started afresh and gave myself permission to be, to exist, to become who I am. And then I move forward from that place. Forgiveness of self is one of the greatest masteries. I could beat myself up and chuck a tantrum and not get anything done, or I could move through it and allow myself the grace to know that that energy doesn't have to control me like it used to. Because before, if I got as frustrated as I was starting to get, that would put me off my stride for days or weeks. I no longer allow it. I also know when things like that happen that I'm ready for a massive, massive upgrade, because the universe will bring you mini tests to see how you respond. Now, was I going to let this frustration beat me? Hell no. I've worked too hard to get to where I am right now. To allow something minor to derail me, it's never going to happen. I just shift focus. I master my energy and I give myself forgiveness. Then go, oh, well, let's move on. Did it hurt anybody? No, it was just self. And that's what this is all about, self mastery. And you'll get it too once you start getting into the greater emotional balance as you embrace your shadow. Yes, I can get frustrated, but I don't have to allow that frustration to overtake me anymore. I find things to bring peace and calm. I find ways to stop repeating patterns that hold me stuck, that stop me from progression. I embrace the inner essence of who I am because I have multiple tools in order to do so. Breathwork is an amazing tool. Ho'oponopono is fantastic. Thinking about self. I just got into energy state. I did my practice. I activated my anchors. I changed my focus. And then I just showed up. And it is in showing up that makes all the difference, because this is how you are hearing this today. The other aspect of understanding the shadow is creating this great, deep connection to your true self. It is understanding yourself and accepting yourself, warts and all. I'm not perfect in any way, shape, or form. Quite frankly, I don't want to be. Something very hard to live up to. Okay? I make mistakes, I get over them. I learn from them, I change, I evolve. I become who I am through every aspect of my being. And I choose to love and accept myself and embrace my little faults, my idiosyncrasy, the aspects of self that I don't always show to the world. But I don't hide from self and I don't pretend. In my authentic self, if I need to be frustrated, I go do some exercise to get the kinetic energy out of the body. I think I'm frustrated because I haven't done any exercise for a few days and I was going to go do some last night, but things got in the way. I had an unexpected visitor, which I'm very grateful for. So it didn't work out the way I wanted. I would just find a different way to move through the energy. The other thing through your spiritual awakening process is you need to let go of old patterns and move forward from them. We are a package of massive learned responses. We have muscle memory of the way we react emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually. And sometimes we have to unlearn behaviors. I went through a big debate this week in one of the social groups over someone saying they were a narcissist. And narcissism is a behavior. And yes, there is now a diagnosis that there's narcissistic personality disorder, and it's a disorder and it's a psychological thing. But when you go read the research, which I like to do when people challenge me and I go, hang on a minute, no, it's not. Now, my beliefs, I'm not saying I'm the expert of the world, but narcissism is a behavior. The greatest thing this person that said it is acknowledge that exists within them. Therefore, they are capable of change. A true narcissist will never acknowledge they're a narcissist because it's all about them. It's all about self. It's all about everything controlling who they are. But if you can acknowledge that you have that within you, it's a behavior that you can change. We can change everything in the way we act in life. Yes, there are many diseases out there. Yes, there are many psychological things that are deep and harsh, but you can overcome them because they are learned behavior. And people are going to tell me, no, you can't overcome depression. Yes, you can. I did. No, you can't overcome anxiety. Yes, you can. I did. I have CPTSD. I do not allow it to rule my life. I dealt with what caused it. The mind, the brain is a powerful resource. It can do anything with new training. Nowadays, most people just want to medicate people and numb what's going on. And all that does ultimately is create disease within the body. It creates further illness and reliance on pharmaceuticals. But if you master your mind, your mindset, and you heal from your past and you change your perspective, understand who you are, embrace your shadow, heal your inner child, you can overcome pretty much anything. Or you can make what is wrong with you work for you rather than against you. The human body has amazing capacity to heal on every single cellular level. Practically everything within our body regenerates over time. I don't have the statistics on hand, but every organ, everything regenerates. Unfortunately, lost limbs, no, they don't. There's argument out there whether lost teeth can regenerate. I've seen some people do it, so apparently it can. I won't discount it because it's not something that I've experienced. But practically anything that's put in your path, it can either control you or you can master and control it. I mentioned a lost limb that can either make you a victim or have a disability, or you can utilize that as a strength and master something from it. Some disabled people who have always been told they will never amount to anything or can't do something do so much more than the average human. Just go and look at disabled athletes out there. They are phenomenal. It's your choice whether you choose to accept that you can't do something due to limitation or you can't be that. But if you think that you can, you will. Whether you can or you can't, you're right. It's about the belief that you have. So for me, narcissism is a behavior. And the funniest part is empaths attract a lot of narcissists. But the only way we recognize narcissists is because the behaviors within us. The difference is an empath will choose to master. How do I know narcissism is a behavior? Because I used to have it. I grew up with a narcissistic mother who hasn't mastered her behavior and still succumbs to it. But that's through her choice. She will not change who she is. She's stuck in her victimhood. That is not my problem. That is hers. I chose to overcome mine. And I know many others who have done so too. There are treatments out there, whether you do it medically, physically, spiritually, emotionally, there are avenues for you to change long set behaviors. Because life is a series of patterns, and a behavior is simply a pattern that you continue to repeat. There is choice to change it. It's up to you whether you choose to or not. One of the great ways that you can also get through limiting beliefs is through affirmations and changing old patterns and beliefs. I made a limiting decision as a child, as an 8-year-old, to put on weight for my safety. In undoing that, in the past 6 weeks, I've lost 6 and a bit kilos. I'm undoing an old pattern because I'm safe, I'm healthy, I'm happy and ready to be thinner, to have health and well-being and flexibility. It's a choice. It took deep timeline therapy to find this limiting decision and a breakthrough process to do it, but I did it and I'm mastering it each and every day. And every day I get that little bit lighter, that little bit freer, that little bit more flexible. I choose to do exercise because it's good for me and I want to, and I enjoy the heart rate increase. I enjoy the dopamine, the happiness. I never did it before because I was living in fear and lying to myself about what was going on within me. But in mastering my emotions and understanding and accepting that I can now be safe and free and embrace the true essence of my body and give it all it needs. I don't eat junk food as much anymore. Do I have none at all? No, I don't, because that's restrictive and I enjoy food. I just don't overeat or overindulge. I eat less. I drink much more water. I actively move my body. I choose how I show up. I change the patterns. I change the thought processes behind it. I altered who I am because of it. And you can too. As you go through this process every single day in a spiritual awakening, I want you to practice cutting your energetic cords to other people. Because the mastery of the awakening process is to master your own energy and get back to self. And when you cut all your energetic cords, don't worry, they are going to reattach. And it doesn't mean that you're going to sever relationships with people. It is just the energetic connection. You reconnect it from a space of love and clear thinking and wholeness. And in that mastery of energy, you start to master yourself. A lot of people get overwhelmed by feelings, and as an empath, you will absorb lots of feelings that are not your own. And if you can't understand what your feelings are compared to what other people's feelings are, what's going on within you compared to what's happening in the world around you, you're going to have a bit of a problem. You need to know what energy is yours, what vibration, what thoughts, what feelings, what emotions. And then you need to filter through them, work through them, and decide are they the ones that you want to keep, let go, remove, rebalance, or realign. It's part of the mastery process and the awakening factor. And you do that by creating new habits, new routines. One of the great things that I love to do for a new habit or routine in the morning is just to do some mini EFT. And if you're not sure what EFT is, called emotional freedom technique or tapping. And is one of the greatest essences of life where you just get to choose how you think and how you feel. As part of today, I'm going to do a mini tapping session with you. I'll walk you through it and show you how easy it is. And if you do this each and every morning when you wake up, a couple of rounds using your own affirmations or thought processes or just whatever comes to mind, notice the difference in your vibration, frequency, and energy. It astounds me each and every day. It changes who I am inside out. So as we start, I want you to just find the side of your hand or the karate chop point, and with two fingers, just tap on the outside of your little finger and repeat after me. Today is a beautiful day. I love my life. I get to choose who I am and what I'm doing. Now we're going to move to the top of the head. I'm so grateful for who I am. Top of the eye. I am full of blessings. Side of the eye. I am totally abundant. Under the eye. Today is a magical day. Under the nose, everything is going to go my way. Under the lip or on the chin, life works out for me exactly the way I want it to. Collarbones, I create my existence. Under the arm, everything is working out for me. Top of the head, I choose to believe in miracles. Eyebrow, I love my life and everyone in it. Side of the eye, I'm going to be very productive today. Under the eye, I will achieve so many things. Under the nose, great things will happen to me. Under the chin, on the chin, I will receive many gifts. Collarbones, I will receive symbols from spirit. Under the eye, I'm going to get all the green lights today. Top of the head, I magically will find parking exactly where I want it. Eyebrow, I will smile at strangers. Side of the eye, I will say thank you to everyone that I come across. Under the eye, everyone that interacts and serves with me today will be happy. Under the nose, I will pat and play with the animals. Under the chin, I will notice the things in nature. collarbones. I'll pay attention to the signs of my spirit. Under the arm, I will take moments to meditate and breathe deeply. That simple process. You can do as many rounds as you want. That was just 3 quick rounds. I like to start with 2 hands in the beginning, going down the face until I get to the nose, and then I'll do one on the right side and one on the left side. It's all about balance. So as you do it, alter the hands that you do it with. Focus on the sayings that you want to say, and just believe what comes to you. You can do it with affirmations of I am loved, I am worthy, I am happy. It is great to do in the mirror. It's great to have movement in it, to find rhythm with it. But take moments in your life to do that and allow yourself to shine and step into the power of who you are. I'd love to talk to you today about my Shine with Shaz program. This is a 13 module program where I do take you through all the inner child healing. We connect to your inner self, your higher self, and create your communication with your intuition. I show you how to do inner child healing, how to embrace the shadow, heal yourself, listen to the signs of the body, understand how your spirit guides are talking to you, create healing rooms and meditation spaces. I channel specific meditations for each and every module that's required, or give you tools like EFT, kinesiology, tapping, your body pendulum, in order for you to master the inner self. And then we start visualizing, focusing on your purpose and passion in life, aligning to that energy, putting in future goals, creating smart goals to really have clarity on all the things that you desire to create and bring into your life. I teach you manifesting processes, how to embrace and embody money, as well as other things in life, and energy maintenance. We install anchors and a high vibrational frequency into you, give you new tips and routines for the day, and all of these mastery tools in order to help you through your spiritual awakening process. This 3-month program is something that will give you the greatest breakthrough in your spiritual awakening journey. And it's one place where you can learn all the different aspects in a very short period of time and have these tools for you to master over the time. The growth that the women that have been through the program is phenomenal, and I love seeing each and every one of them progress. They use the tools each day because they send me messages and remind me of different people in other areas where they're seeing it in practice. And it is a powerful way for you to connect with other people, find like-minded support, and to let you know that you are not alone on your spiritual journey. The awakening process in your life is going to send you into somewhat of a spiral as people who are no longer aligned with your vibrational frequency and your beliefs fall away. You are going to want to fill that space with like-minded people, with other people on their journey, with other people in the same frequency of you, willing to do the work, willing to face themselves and acknowledge and be vulnerable. And this is a great safe community space for you to do that. So if you would like to learn more information about it, please email me at shaz@shazcini.com.au, or go to my website www.shazcini.com/shine for all the details. Reach out and have a 20-minute clarity call with me. If you ever have questions on your spiritual awakening that you are unsure of what to do, how to handle, or how to just get through each day, reach out and book a clarity call. I'm always here for a chat. You can find me on Facebook in Messenger. I do want to be of service, be here to help you and offer any assistance that I can. I have a lot of resources on my blog, and if there's something that you want to know that I don't have resources for, ask me the question and I will supply them to you, if not writing a new blog directing you where to find it. This is my mission in life. I am here to awaken the masses, to help you through this spiritual awakening journey and guide you to the easiest way to find that mastery of self. It is within all of us, for when we are connected to our inner guidance and our intuition, we create the world around us the way we want to do it. We are a soul here to learn many lessons, create mastery, and then have impact on the world, offering up the talent or gift that we have. And every single one of us has a talent and a gift or a skill that comes easiest to us than other people. And it's how you utilize that to make the world a better place. Now, the world can be something simple from you and your family only to the greater community, the the suburb that you live in, the state that you live in, even the country. And some people have global missions. Your talent shows up in order for you to change yourself and other people. Some people's mission is tiny, other people's mission is massive. And everyone has this. You can see it in so many people around the world. Some of the greatest artists in the world, like Taylor Swift, has a big mission to share her music and songwriting with the world. Is it easy for her? Does it mean that because you have talent and a gift that life is fantastic? If you look at that woman's story, no, it's not. She's been through so much hurt and hardship, but her talent and her gift is stronger than all of that. And from that, she created a billion-dollar tour because she overcome the hardship, the criticism, the hurt, the pain from other people. She stood in her power and created and listened to her intuition in herself. Whether she calls it that or not, I don't know, because I personally don't know her, but that is the source essence of what it is that told her that she was here for more. And look at the impact that she's making. Most people start making impact from great tragedy. It's overcoming things that happen to them that have the greatest impact in the world. And if you're in Australia, you will have heard of Rosie Batty. She's a lady that overcome domestic violence and is impacting and advocating for people around the world. My cousin opened a charity to help other people so they didn't have to suffer the same as her two children that died of SMA. And over the last 18 years, she has changed the face of that disease worldwide and continues to advocate it beyond borders for people all over the world. As I said, some people have small missions, some people have huge missions. It's up to you to decide what that is. But you do have a talent and a skill and a gift. There is something that is uniquely yours. There is a skill that you have. You just have to delve beneath the surface to understand what it is, because God gifted us this gift, and it's how we put it to work that matters. And the Shine program is here to help you uncover and unlock that, to show you the potential of how you can show up in the world. It is a choice. It's up to you how much effort you're willing to put in to do that. But as you awaken spiritually and you go through this awakening journey, one of the core things that I know is going through your head is that I'm here for more than this. There has to be more to life than just this great hardship and suffering. There has to be a reason for it. And there is. Let me help you uncover it. So, today we've covered a lot of different points, and one of the aspects through the spiritual journey is this is a deep healing journey. It is up to you how you embrace that healing journey, what you do for it. And it's not a quick overnight fix. Inner child work takes months. Shadow work can also take the same. I have a program, as I said, Shine with Shaz, that can take 3 months to give you lots of tools to utilize moving into the future. But as you awaken, depending on the amount of effort and thought you're willing to put into it and practice, you will evolve very quickly. It is up to you to choose what you want to do with that. I'm here for questions and answers if ever you need any guidance, and I'm happy to help you, give you journal questions or insights into how to delve beneath the surface to get to the answers that you are seeking. So don't ever think that you're alone. This awakening journey can be very difficult. And if you have or haven't been through the dark night of the soul, it is where you question everything and you do want to give up and you want to quit. But trust me, that happens right before you are ready to break through to the next level, and life will magically change for you for so much better. Don't give up. Don't quit. Just push through it. Yes, people will move in and out of your life, and that is okay because you will find better quality people. There are so many of us out there that go through this that are willing to connect and work with other people and learn from them. And that is why you're awakening to this journey right now. So please, if you'd like to join me with Shine and Shaz, I welcome you all. come and check out the details on my website or come and have a chat with me. I hope that you have a magical week. And until next time, let your spirit soar.